Hello, dear students. Welcome to your biology class. Today, we'll be starting a new chapter from your second evaluation syllabus, that is diversity in living organism. Now, before starting the chapter, let me notify you about the recent orders that has been circulated by Sheba. So, in this is a very broad chapter, very long chapter. So, this chapter has been curtailed due to the current pandemic situation, and now the units that will be required is up to unit 7.3.5. Yes, and from 7.4. Yeah, am I right? Yes. So up to your for this year only, you will have to study up to 7.3.5, unit 7.3.5, and from 7.4 onward, unit 7.4 onward, it's omitted for this year only. So we will discuss up to 7.3.5 only for this particular chapter as per the order circulated by SEBA. It's your board. So let's begin the chapter. Now, diversity in living organism. Try and understand very carefully. Uh, you don't have to remember any theories or anything like that. You just have to know the basic things, right? So diversity in living organism. In this chapter we will study the diversity means what? The variety of living organism. Now living organism, you see there is a wide range of living organism, starting from a single cellular microorganism to the gigantic blue whale. So everything come under living organism. Now let us assume that is it possible for a human to study each and every individual each and every organism individually? It's quite difficult, right? So in order to solve this difficulty, what did the scientists do? They did what? They classified organism based on certain characteristics. So in this chapter we will learn about the diversity of that organism, plus we will learn how they are classified based on what they are classified. Now when we talk about diversity, we see organism starting from micro unicellular level to huge gigantic blue whale. Now this organism, in order to study well, they are need to be classified. Now what is the basis of classification? Now, basis for to understand the basis of classification, you need to have a very live example. Now, there are so many ways to classify, but we have to find a concrete solution for that. You can classify them into various way, but yeah, many of the scientists have tried to classify this huge range of living organism. Take Aristotle. Is it Aristotle? Yeah. Take Aristotle for example. He tried to classify the organism based on their habitat. 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 Habitat means what? The place where they live. So he observed that the animals that are present, the organisms that are present in our world, live either on land or on water or on sky. So those organisms that live on land, he named them terrestrial, and organisms those who live on water, this aquatic, and aerial, yeah, somewhat like this, yeah, those who live on air, aerial. So he decided to do what? He decided to classify the living organisms into based on their habitat. But it is seen that the only thing they share in common, these organisms share in common, is their habitat, which seem to be quite unfair. So they have to find out a way where they can classify the organism based on certain similarities. Similarities means what? Means what? They will be similar to some point. Take a brick for a wall, for example. Take a wall, for example. Suppose this is a wall. So they decided that they will start classifying the organism based on similarity from the basic level. Means what? Starting from simple similarities to more complex, right? So the organism that will have similarity, suppose this is level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, right? There may be 5 organisms which have similarities in level 1, but among these 5 organisms, maybe 3 of them are similar in level 2 and 2 of them are not similar, so they will uh, be in other group. So next from 3, maybe 2 more are similar, one is not similar, so one will be deviated. Now out of these 2, one is similar. Okay, let me give you some more concrete example, but just remember, they started to classify, or they decided to classify based on the complexity. Now take for example how this classification began. Now take a cell phone for example, mobile for example. So in the if you look at the evolution of telecommunication, we see in the beginning it was a device which had separate mouth microphone and earpiece, right? Like they used to like this they used to speak, right? So then they decided what, then they decided to add connect both mouthpiece, sorry, microphone and earpiece together, and they made a telephone. Then they decided what, then it was more features were added. Mm, yeah, wireless came, wireless phone came into being. Then what, in the wireless phone, cameras were evolved, given. First of all it was rear camera, then front camera, then this phone became smarter. From feature phone it became smartphone, and when it became even more smarter, so when they have access to internet, the RAM is increasing day by day, the battery is increasing, the chipset, these are increasing. So this much, from starting from a very antique telephone to the latest trend of smartphone. So we see what development take from simple to more complex. Similarly, the organism that are classified, they are classified based on their evolution from simple to complex. Now, simple you can say from a prokaryotic unicellular is a simple animal. Why is a simple organism? It's prokaryotic. That means what? It has very ancient form of cell structure. Unicellular, that means one cell. So we can say to more complex it may be eukaryotic multicellular. So this is more complex, right? It has advanced cell structure and it's multicellular. So this is just a beginning, but we'll come to know. So this is the basis of classification. Classification is done on the basis of what? Simple to more complex. All right. Now classification and evolution. Classification and evolution. So you see, so when we, as I said, mentioned previously, when we classify an organism or when we classify the living world, we classify based on their evolution, how much more evolved they are, how evolved. Evolution means what, how much more they are complex than their ancestor. So classification and evolution are quite interlinked. In order, when we study classification, at the same time, we will also know about the evolution of those organisms. So in the next part, when I will discuss this classification and evolution, you will quite understand that how classification is made based on evolution. Now, the next one is, yeah, okay, the next part I will get later on. So, let me summarize the points that I have discussed till now. Is first of all, what is diversity in living organism? Living organism has a wide range of uh, species or organism in them. So this is the diversity starting from an unicellular organism to multicellular organism, and the basis of classification is basically nothing but starting from simpler organism to more complex. So from simple organism to more complex organism, so this was decided to be the basis of classification. And Aristotle, as we have mentioned, tried to classify organisms based on their habitat, which was seemed to be quite unsuccessful. And what is the relation between classification and evolution? The relationship between classification and evolution is quite interlinked. So in order to study evolution, we have to know and understand. Sorry, in order to study classification, we have to side by side study evolution as well, so that it could be understood better. So in the next part, or in the next part of the discussion, we will learn about how the classification is done, who did this classification, and what are those characteristic of several classification. So you read this chapter in your home, and read in your home. If you find any difficulty, do not hesitate to contact us. And when we will resume our classes, we will curtail those notes we have supplied to you. So do not worry about that, and you try to understand what I have discussed just now. And with this, the first part of this chapter has came to an end. Thank you. Have a good day.